We're here with Seton Hill women's soccer coach Zak Kruger, who will begin his first season this year with the Griffins. Zach, before we begin, just talk about the adjustment in joining the program late last season and how you enjoyed your first few months here on the Hill.
Yeah, the adjustment was great. I've had a lot of experience in the PSAC, so between my time at Millersville and then my time at Shippensburg, I've had a lot of really positive interactions with other coaches, and kind of nestled into this position pretty well. And it's been a really good experience for me so far. I know a lot of the other coaches in the conference, so it's been really enjoyable so far. And as my time for being here at Seton Hill, I've really found it to be a very welcoming place. So it's been really exciting to get kind of going here, and got everything prepped and planned over the summer. So good to go.
Zach, you guys ended camp last week and you played a few scrimmages. What did you learn about the team? Some things you thought you did really well, and I'm sure there's some things you felt you need to work on as well.
Yeah, no, I learned a lot. I think that the two scrimmages that we played were both really beneficial for us. Playing down Fairmont and then playing against Shippensburg were two totally different style teams, and having to adjust to those different circumstances was good. I definitely think we're a very resilient team. I've definitely learned that we are not going to give up. The character of our players is that they're fighters and they're not going to quit. So the last 5 minutes against Shippensburg was pretty hectic, and we found 2 goals in the last 5 minutes, and it was just a really, really nice thing to see out of our players, that they wouldn't quit no matter what.
You returned all PSAC and all region performer in Italia Biondi.
Mm-hmm.
Just talk about Italia, what she means to your program, and what you're looking forward to seeing from her this season.
Yeah, she's been great. She's a great leader, and she has just really taken the younger players under her wing and is kind of showing them the ropes and showing them the expectations. And her leadership skills alone is so important to the culture, to this program. And I can tell you right now, after this year, she will absolutely be missed. So as of right now, Tao has been a really, really big blessing for me to have someone with such great leadership. And well, her and Amy together both are captains, but they both show great leadership, and they're doing a great job of just bringing in the younger players and showing them who Seton Hill is and how we're going to be playing.
You mentioned Amy Lynch as well. Any other returners besides Amy we need to focus on this year?
Yeah, we have a really large senior class, and at center backs, Ali Caputa and Sammy. Ali's a junior, but those two together would be really impactful for us. Going forward, Sammy can actually get into the midfield a little bit more and can kind of combine with some players in our midfield, but Amy is going to be really big, pivotal for us in the midfield. And I think Alyssa Neist, as a younger player, will be really impactful. Katie Kimmich, senior, pretty impactful player in the midfield as well. And then up front, we have a grad student who transferred in from Allison Baradas, and Shamika will be very impactful as well, as a forward position. So pretty exciting to see some different characters and different styles of play between individual players, but as they mesh together, it's looking pretty good.
Every year, you're going to see some of those newcomers step on the scene. You mentioned Alyssa Niche. She stepped on the scene last year as a freshman, scoring a ton of goals, some big goals for the Griffins. Any newcomers this year we expect to see some big-time moments from?
Absolutely, yeah. The previous coach brought in a really, really good freshman class. It's been really exciting to see some of them transition into the college level. I would say we have a really good battle between our 2 freshman goalkeepers. That's been a lot of fun to watch between Jordan and Grace. I think it's been really a good, healthy rivalry already between those two, so it's really fun to watch. And I would also say probably Olivia, like a holding mid, center back type of player, trying to get her on to get some experience, and she just has a lot of potential, and I think she could be a really good benefit for us and for depth from our holding mid and center back position.
You also have a new assistant coach this year, and Alex Pickett, former standout at East Stroudsburg. Just talk about her and what she means to the program, what she'll do for the program, and bringing that knowledge of the PSAC as well.
Yeah, I think for being a younger head coach, I think it's very important to bring in a staff that's well balanced. Between myself, Dave, who's a little bit older and has a little more wisdom, I'm learning from him, and he pushes me to be a better coach. But bringing in Alex is really pivotal for our success, because our systems of play is really similar to what she experienced at East Stroudsburg. She really knows the attacking end of the game, where I'm a goalkeeper, so I know more of the defending pieces of things. So I think bringing in different perspectives is really important to have a really good, well-balanced coaching staff.
And finally, new conference realignment this year. Finally going east and west on the women's soccer side. We kind of don't play any of those eastern teams this year. You're playing the west teams with home and home series and the top 4 qualifying for the playoffs on each side. Just kind of talk about that realignment and your thoughts about some of those western teams.
Yeah, I mean, definitely the East-West split changes things up. It makes it a little more interesting in the West. I think, it's going to be tight in the West regardless. I definitely think, there's a lot of new coaches and there's going to be a lot of new systems of play in the West, and it's going to be interesting to see how we can kind of handle the change in the West, which I think it's going to get tighter and tighter over time. The East is obviously still loaded with talent, and they're going to have to duke it out in the East, but in the West it's kind of going to be a learning year for a lot of us. John up at Mercyhurst, Pete over at Cal. It's going to be different teams, and it's going to be a new conference because of the new coaching styles that we have in the West. So it's going to be really interesting to see how it gets better and better over the next couple of years.
Zach and the Griffins have their season opener this Thursday, September 5th, against Concord. They'll play them at Charleston, then they'll take on Charleston on Saturday. The PSAC West opener for the Griffins will be Saturday, September 14th against Gannon. Coach, good luck this year.
Thanks. Roll Griffs.